You're having one of those days at home with your kids when it is just dragging and you just can't help but keep snapping at your kids, and the more that you clean and the more that you get done, it just seems like more just keeps showing up, and you just honestly feel like these four walls are closing in on you. So naturally you start looking for an escape. So you go on your phone, and even while you're scrolling, you're thinking in the back of your head, oh my God, like, wow, is this just my life now? Like, I just feel so stuck and I'm just living for my kids. That was the rut that I was in for a long time, and honestly I was just miserable. But what happened was I started noticing that if I got sick of the kids shows and I got in this mood where I just turned on my own music, told the kids to just go and play outside together, and then I just started vibing myself and just started doing things around the kitchen and everything, things were actually kind of good and the energy would just change. And I know what you're thinking, oh, she's about to tell me to stop all the screen time with my kids, and that is honestly not it. Like, I can definitely tell you we still watch the TV quite a lot. I still put it on if I need to just get a few things done or just get my sanity back throughout the day. But the biggest difference is that I don't feel that need to scroll anymore. Like, I just don't have that feeling where I feel like I need to escape now. So in this video, I'm going to go through a few things that I do in my week, in my day-to-day with my kids, where I honestly feel like I now get to enjoy my day. And I feel like this is just so important because, you know, every mum will tell you, like, your kids are only little for a certain amount of time and we're never going to get these years back. But I feel like we just get so stuck and we don't know how to enjoy these days. We don't know what to do. And if you feel like you're alone in motherhood and you're completely lost and you kind of don't know how to get out of that feeling where you're in that rut, I put it into a freebie below, which is pretty much a sum of like everything that I'm about to go through in this video, but I've just made it a nice little PDF download that you can get. So that's in the description below, because that's the kind of thing that I needed, some support to get me through my day today. But anyway, let's get into the video. So the first thing that I'd say is that every family has their own unique flavor. Every family has their own unique tastes and things that they enjoy. And that's what makes every family so special. And I used to think when I first had my kids, like, oh, okay, I just need to put on nursery rhymes or something for them to enjoy, which, yeah, it's sometimes kind of good. But if you're doing that all the time, I just used to feel like, I don't know, there was just this word for it where I just got so sick of those little voices and the little, not their voices, but just like the songs and the bippity boppity kind of stuff. And I was just like, this is just so not me. Like, I'm just not enjoying this. And then I started putting on my own music. And that's when I realized all families have their own things that they enjoy. Like, yeah, all over the world, there are some things that we all have in common. Like, we all love Bluey, we all love Marsha and the Bear and things like that. But we actually all have these different little things that we actually love doing together, and little things that we enjoy together, little in-jokes and stuff like that. It's the same as how, you know, now that I've grown up, I love Stevie Nicks and Fleetwood Mac, Van Morrison, because they're the sort of things that my parents used to play while I was little and while I was growing up. And now your kids are going to have those things from you. So they're going to grow up listening to these things. You know, like even recently I was just putting on T-Pain, and I don't know if maybe that's a bit inappropriate, but I was putting on these like songs from the 2000s, like little pop songs like JoJo, and where I just love that music. And guess what? The girls didn't even tell me to put it off. They kind of liked it, and they actually just were having a good time with it. And, you know, sometimes they might say, oh, I don't want to listen to this, I want to put on something else. But if you just keep doing your thing as well and telling them, like, guys, I'm just going to do the dishes now, I'm putting on some music, put on some Taylor Swift or whatever, you know, they're going to be things that they listen to as they grow up, and they're going to get to know you and get to know what you like, and they're going to start loving that too and appreciating it because it's you. And I mean, chances are, like, our kids are our kids, they come from us, chances are they're going to like it too. And it goes both ways as well. Like, say your kids are into something at the moment, like at the moment we all love Demon Hunters, or I don't know, even just silly little kids shows. Like, there's this Halloween song that we love at the moment because it's coming into Halloween soon, and now we all like laugh about it and we joke about this stupid little kids Halloween song that we found on YouTube, and we all sing it and muck around, and it's like become something that is kind of like an in-joke for us within our family. And yeah, there might be things that, you know, like I said before, some families have in common, which is like a whole other thing, like having that sense of community. So it doesn't have to feel like we're just living for our kids all the time. The next thing that I'd say is our family home gives our kids life skills. So I used to feel like I was always cleaning up after my kids. Like, even the other day, they were all at home eating meat pies, like little party pies for lunch. And there was literally just food everywhere because Penelope's one, and having two older siblings, I feel like She just wants to be with them. She wants to sit near them. So she barely even stays in her booster seat for very long eating. So I had to get her out, and then she just started like trawling around the house, just eating whatever. It was just stuff everywhere. I turned around to the girls and I was like, look guys, this is just so crazy in here. It's just so messy. We need to look after our home. We need to clean up our stuff. And it wasn't just Penelope making the mess. Like they were, putting chips all over the couch and just all of the things, like their toys were out everywhere. But because over the past few months, we've been working on sweeping up and tidying up and taking our dishes to the kitchen and everything, they were like, oh, okay, mum. And they kind of were like really happy. And I was like, oh, wow, they actually are doing this. And then they started singing this tidy up song and everything. And then after a while, I turned around and I was like, guys, the house actually looks really clean. And I said to them, you should be proud of yourselves. Have a look around at the lounge room. Like it actually looks really nice and makes you feel nice when you clean up after yourself. And so I guess it's kind of, I know that sometimes they will be too young. They will be too young to perfectly do everything. And yeah, of course, when they cleaned up the other day, it wasn't all perfect. Like I had to go back over it and whatever. And if they help you unpack the dishwasher and things, like, yeah, they're not going to put everything in the perfect place and whatever. But I feel like it's just that habit for them, just starting them at such a young age, just knowing this is just part of life. Like getting, your lunch ready and eating lunch and eating your breakfast and dinner and all that, that's just normal. And so is cleaning up, like cleaning your teeth and cleaning up the house, putting your toys away. And so we need to get out of that thing where we're constantly feeling like we're doing things for our kids. We want to provide this nice life for them. Like, of course we do, but it's not completely just on us. It's also handing that down to our kids and going, we can work on a family home together. Like together we create this beautiful family life together. And then it becomes about teamwork, and you're actually passing down skills that they're going to take with them throughout their life. Another thing that we do now so much more than I used to do when they were little is spending so much more time outside. So there's this incredible movement. It's called 1,000 hours outside. And I think it's like kids need a total of 1,000 hours outside every year. So that's approximately, I think it's like 3 hours a day at least outside. And when I heard that, I was like, holy crap. This means that we need to be getting out so much more than we are. And it doesn't have to be anything hectic. You don't have to all be like a hiking family. Like even for us recently, I went out and got them some gardening gloves. So we went to Bunnings and it was really fun. And we actually started just weeding the whole backyard because we used to have a really nice veggie patch. And then that all went to shit when I had my second baby, and it was just so crazy around the house. But then what we did was we all got into the garden together and we started weeding. One of them had a little wheelbarrow and we were like taking it out to the bin together. And it was such a nice experience for us all to have that together. And now it's gotten to this thing where we've got our sprinklers and we've got our, hoses and things. And now we water our garden out the back, and we've started planting things again. And it's just become normal. And it doesn't even have to be like that, because I know what you're thinking, like, I'm not a gardening person. Now listen, of all people, am not a gardening type of person. My partner is the one who's really into it. But even for me, like now I even just get out a picnic mat, or you can even just get out a beach towel or whatever, and you can just lay it on the grass or lay it outside. Just have a little fruit platter. And now I love doing that. Like sometimes when they're home from daycare, I love just making a fruit platter or even just some fairy bread or whatever, just anything. You don't even need food. You can just sit on the picnic mat while they just run around you. And just even being outside is just so therapeutic, even for me. Like not even about them sometimes, it's also for me as well. Like even if you Google it, there's like heaps of benefits of putting your feet physically in the grass every day. I think if you do like 20 minutes a day, it's for your mental health, for your circulation, all these things. Honestly, there's so many benefits. And so even just for us getting outside, getting out in nature, like it's so good for our mental health. And even sometimes I put the music on in the backyard and we're all hanging out outside, and it honestly feels so good. And it's like, yes, this is what a childhood is. Like this is literally what it feels like, because when I had my first baby, I just feel like I didn't do that enough. I was always inside, and I guess for so long I was just comfortable with that. Like I was just comfortable with being inside and breastfeeding and just sitting on my phone and just being indoors where it's comfortable. But this is what parenting does to you. It just, for me, it's like helped me to grow as a person, and that's been such a big thing for me. So the last thing that I'd say is being playful with your kids. And I feel like one of the best things I heard someone say was that kids are literally on a different planet. Like they're quite literally on a different planet. They don't have responsibilities. They don't know what's going on out there in the world, like all the bad news and things like that. They are literally just in their own little world. And sometimes it helps to like get in that crazy little world with them, that playful world. And, you know, this wasn't something that, you know, I did straight away. Like, I feel like at first it was a little bit foreign and it felt a bit hard for me, especially like when we were trying to get ready in the morning and stuff like that. And I'd heard the tips to like, you know, pretend that their shoes were eating their feet or whatever and just being silly with them. I feel like when I was stressed and stuff, it took me time to like get used to it. Definitely. It wasn't something that just came naturally to me, but it's kind of like what Monica from Friends said, like Courtney Cox. She said, as an actress, it took her a few seasons to find her funny voice. And I so relate to that with parenting, because it's like, it actually took me time to figure out what that felt like and what that sounded like. Now I totally get it. Like, I just go into my silly voice, so it's just like nothing. Like, I don't even think about it. It's something that I've had to not like work on, but it's like a muscle that I never used, and now I know how to do that. And, you know, even if you watch like Play School and stuff, you'll start like hearing the way they talk and things, and they like acting silly and stuff, and it took me time to figure it out, but now I just do it. And so when we are getting ready to go in the bath and things, like, I used to find that so hard with my little ones, like rounding them up. It literally feels like you're herding cats. I'd be like, how are we ever going to get them bathed and into bed? What I started doing was saying like, oh, let's hop like a bunny into the bath or something. Like, who can hop like a bunny? And finally they'd like, oh, I can. And they'd like go into the bath or whatever. And then the other night, Molly actually took the initiative and did it herself. Like, instead of, you know, I said to them like, oh, hey, it's bath time. And then Molly was like, oh, let's swim like a turtle into the bath. Like, she was the one that took the lead to do that. And I was like, yes, this is literally it. Like, this is what makes parenting so much more enjoyable and just easier and smoother. And it's like, if we can get into that little world with them and be playful with them, like, literally it just changes everything. And then we're actually in a better mood. I think they say like, if you actually smile for a while, your body starts to think that you're happy. So even if you're having a stressful day or you're finding things hard, if you just act stupid and act silly and just get your sillies out, honestly, your body starts to understand that like everything's okay and we've got this. Like, we have got this and it's fine. And so you start to go into that mode with your kids, and then they want to take your lead and they want to do as you're saying, and you're like, they feel like, oh, mummy actually gets me. She's kind of in this little world with me, and it makes everything feel so much smoother. So anyway, I'm going to leave it there. But of course, I just want to say, if you do feel like you're on your own in motherhood and you don't really know where to start, you feel like you're in that burnout rut and you're kind of out on your own on it, and you look around and you're like, no one else feels like this, it must just be me. That honestly was me. And so I put together a freebie that you can get in the description below, which just helps you figure out how to get back on your feet again, because that's literally what I needed, that, you know, support that I could use, you know, throughout the day and throughout the week, so that I didn't feel like I was just out on my own, just stuck in this thing. So anyway, I'll leave it there and I'll talk to you guys in the next video. Bye.